Thank you very much. You may be seated. One more time, I want to welcome you all to this first and maiden town hall meeting with the TRRC. The theme is Meet Your TRRC. You are a citizen and you have a voice. There is a program that we will try to follow and aim to finish by 6, or maybe a little after 6. We're starting almost 30 minutes late. But on almost every seat here, there's a program, so I'm sure we can follow with the program and have an eventful evening. My job is a simple one. I have been tasked to moderate this evening's proceedings, and I've happily accepted, and I think I would want to ask you to join me so that we do it in a way that would be an example to subsequent town hall meetings. This is the first, it is not the last, and so as the program continues, especially when we get to the question and answer suggestions, let me start by quickly saying that I am sure we will not be able to answer every question, but there will be opportunity for other and subsequent town hall meetings. Let me also say that I am aware at least that there is one online TV platform, and that's Africa TV online. So in our deliberations, in our dialogue, and in our exchanges, let's go on the world's platform for good reasons. Let's do it the way we do it well, and with a lot of decorum, dignity, and peace. I will be making some statements before we get into the question and answer. It's now my pleasure to say that we'll have prayers as usual from the two main persuasions and faiths in this country, the Christian, the Muslim faith. Thereafter, as you can see in your program, Dr. Babaji Jallo, who is the Executive Secretary of the Truth, Reconciliation and Reparations Commission, will give his opening remarks. After that, there will be a welcome speech by Mrs. Adelaide Sose, the Deputy Chairperson of the TRRC. And if Her Excellency the British High Commissioner is around, we will slot her there. She's on the way, she called, she's a little held up, but we'll slot her there. And thereafter, there will be an introduction of the TRRC senior staff and the commissioners, so we get to know them, see them, and have an understanding of their work. Thereafter, there will be an item, it's called Aisha Jame from the Victim Center. I'm sure it's a presentation that will add value to what we are here for. And then I will come on to moderate the question and answer, the dialogue. And we will see how far we go so we can end well. So welcome, thank you for turning out. During the Q&A, I will give guidelines on how the question and answer time would go and how the microphones will go around. But I'm sure there will be enough time for us all to participate well. So I don't know who is handling the Muslim prayer or Christian prayer. Okay, maybe we should just pray in our own way quietly for about a minute. Amen. Okay, I'll hand over now to Dr. Babaji Jallo, the Executive Secretary of the TRRC, for his opening remarks. Let's welcome Dr. Jallo.
have another mic? Good evening or good afternoon, everyone. Let me start by thanking God and thanking everyone for what's going on. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, never mind then. Sorry. Yeah, that mic didn't want to work with us. Sorry. But like I said, we want to thank God Almighty first for making this event possible. It's an extremely important and historic event. The TRRC has been in the works for a long time. There's been a lot of things that have been happening. We had to overcome a lot of obstacles, but thank God that we are here today for the first town hall meeting. So let me welcome everyone and thank everyone for coming. I would like to extend our gratitude to the Ministry of Justice for standing by us and supporting our work and supporting our outreach activities up to this point. Thank the United Nations Development Program in Gambia and their TJ team, Transitional Justice team, for being very supportive of the process to this point. Thank Governor Rice and the International Center for Transitional Justice for being there with us, helping guide the process, and just standing by us in general. We also have to thank people like Pastor Forbes, Evangelical Fellowship of the Gambia, for being there, offering advice, offering support, and just being there generally for us. We are very happy that we have an intergenerational presence here today. We thank our good elders for taking the time on Limbarabake to come here to help make this a success. I see our sisters also come to help. I'm particularly happy to see a large number of very young people in this hall. That is what we want to know. That is what we want to see. This process belongs to the Gambian people, but in particular it belongs to the young people of this country. What we are trying to do is not just to have a transitional justice process. We have to have a transformative transitional justice process. And if you want to transform tomorrow, if you want to build a society, there is no better place to start than with the young people. So, thank you very much, guys, for coming. We appreciate it and we'll continue engaging you. We are happy to announce that we now have a youth commissioner. So the youth commissioner, we have a youth and children network coordinator, and we are going to do everything possible to make sure that the young people of this country take ownership of their future by being active in this process. We also want to take this opportunity to thank the British High Commission or the British Embassy for their very generous support to the town hall meetings. This is just the first in a series of town hall meetings that are going to be held within the next year or so. The British Embassy has been very helpful, and incidentally, the ambassador just walked in this. Let's give a round of applause. Thank you very much. We appreciate your support. Now, just before I wrap up, just to say that this is the first of many town hall meetings. It's the beginning of an engagement process, a conversation that we're going to have with the Gambian people to make sure that we don't have dictatorship in this country again. It is part of a never again campaign that we have launched, and that we are happy to say is supported by our newly appointed commissioners. So the commissioners are in support of this process, and the Gambian people are in support of this process. So this is just the first of several town halls we're going to have. Now, I will end there. I just welcome again all of you to this first town hall, and thank you for agreeing to moderate this discussion. Thank you very much for your attention.
Okay, we'll have a conversation involved.
Dr. Babagale, Executive Secretary of the TRRC. Waxamne nak ñu ko commencé moy mu ngi sant Yàlla ki nga xamne mo jagleel décité su jógee tamit mu ngay wax ne liggéey yu bari def nañ ko ci TRRC bi te jafe-jafe yu bari am nañ waaye sant Yàlla tey àgg nañ fii nii te mu ne mu ngi gërëm Ministry of Justice mu ngi gërëm UNDP tamit Central Sectional Justice Team bi mu ngi leen a gërëm di gërëm Pastor Forbes bi fi toog nii mu ne mu ngi nuyu ñëpp ci seen tur ak seen sant mu ne moom kontaan na torop naka la nit ñi ñëwee uyu si ñu loolu kontaan na ko torop li ko si gën a kontaan nag mooy ndaw yi bari nañ torop parce que pour moom ndaw yi ñëw moom illéegi Gambia kon tey su fi ndaw yi ëppee loolu lu ko bégloo la te wane na kontaanam mu ne mu ngi gërëm di British High Commission tamit o di British Embassy mu ngi leen a gërëm parce que ñoom tamit jàpp nañ ci mbir mi torop soo gisee tey town hall bi tey ñu mën ko fee am tey ñooñu seen dimbalata mu ne loolu tax na mu ngi leen a gërëm torop te mu ngi bëgg a wax ne nit ñi yëpp ne bii commencement bi rek la dinañ wër Gambia yëpp liñ fi def tey dinañ ko def si tunda yi yëpp te mu ngi gërëm tamit commissioner yi parce que soo ko seetloo si table bi fii ñu ngi fi am anti adele Socé kooku doom mooy assistant chair deputy chair to the commissioners léegi mu ngi gërëm kooku tuunu te mu ngi gërëm tamit kii nii naka Joanna ak nitam yi mu ngi leen a gërëm ñoom ñëpp kon loolu mooy woon waxam mu ne du si sori ba si kanam.
Thank you very much. We shall now move to this welcome speech by the Deputy Chairperson of the TRRC in the person of Mrs. Adile Sose.
Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon to you all. I greet you individually and collectively in your different roles, capacities, and responsibilities. But in particular, I wish to mention my TRRC fellow commissioners. Two of them are here. That's Mustafa Ka, the Youth Commissioner, and the Commissioner from the North Bank region, Mr. Rankinte. The British High Commissioner, the advisor to the Minister of Justice, the Transitional Justice Center team, the Victim Center, other valued partners, religious and traditional leaders, distinguished participants, and the media. My role this afternoon is very simple. It is just to welcome you all to the first town hall meeting of the TRRC. We thank you for attending and taking time of your Saturday afternoon to come to this event. Saturday afternoons in the Gambia are normally a time when people spend quality time with their family and friends. The fact that you have made the strategic choice to break away from this tradition and to come to this event, to meet with the TRRC and interact with some of the commissioners and staff is an indication that you are interested and want to play your role effectively in this process. For this, we are grateful. Without your participation, the TRRC will not be able to carry out its role. The stories are in your hands. Without your coming out to tell the stories, the truth would never be told. The other parts of the process, that is the reconciliation and the reparation, come after the narratives are told. Some of the stories will not be easy to tell or easy to hear. Despite this challenge, they must be told. For if the country is not to live through this ugly episode of its history ever again, then the narrations must be told. During the 22 years of dictatorship in this country, Gambians lived a life that none of us ever want to live again, or the country to experience. A period which brought out the worst side of our humanity and made us silent bystanders or onlookers, accomplices, or even active participants in spreading fear and terror. In the quest of regaining our humanity and dignity and godliness as a people, the TRRC has been mandated to establish the truth of what went wrong in the past 2 decades, to cover the atrocities of what happened during this period in just 2 years is a phenomenal task and requires that all persons come together to work together with the Commission to carry out its mandate. Your presence, especially that of young people and women, gives us the courage that we need to undertake this task, which will be for the good of our beloved country. Once again, on behalf of the Commissioners and the Secretariat, I welcome you to this event and pray that Allah the Almighty blesses you and your families and our beloved nation. Thank you.
Jërëjëf Anti Adele ñun ñëpp dégg nañ li Anti Adele wax li mu wax mu ne nuyu naa képp koo xam ne yaa ngi fi teew ndax danga fi teewal sa boppa wala mbootaay nga fi teewal mu ngi gërëm ñëpp si seen tur ak si seen sant mu ne moom nag mu ngi gërëm ñi nga xam ne ñooy moromi commissionnaire yi kooku mooy Mr Lamine Diba ak Moustapha Ka Lamine Kinte ak Lankinte ak Moustapha Ka mu ngi nuyu pastor bi di nuyu British High Commissioner bi mu ngi nii ñëpp ñoo xam ne ñoo fi teew mu ne suñ seetloo suñ Gambia fii nii su dee samedi la samedi ñëpp dañ dee bugg a pour ñu toog si kër yi ñu am seen njaboot ji waxtu comme que ñu bari si ñun dañ dee dem liggéey du ñuy am waxtu waaye dañ dee bugg a samedi bi famille yi daje ñu toog di waxtaan waaye ñëpp bàyyi nañ loolu jël seen waxtu ñëw fii ne dañoo ñëw pour jàppale si TRRC bi jàkkaarloo commissionnaire yi ak ñi nga xam ne ñoom ñooy liggéeyal TRRC kon loolu moom kontaan na si mu ngi leen a gërëm torop li mu wax rek mooy ne TRRC dafa ñëw pour taxawal dëgg bi mu ne te seen li nga xam ne moo passé si ñaar fukki at ak ñaar si nguuri président bi fi jógee mu ne Gambia buuta jàkkaarloo lu mel ni loolu waate loolu tax na li ñu war a njëkk a def mooy dëgg yi dañ war a génn moo tax nit ñi nga xam ne am nañ ci ay jafe-jafe war nañoo génn ñu wax taan ak nit ñi xam ci lan lañ jaar su ko defee ñu mun leen a dimbale parce que li ci toppam mooy foog ñu dimbale leen ñu leen mën a dimbale su fekkee ne dëgg bi taxawul loolu moo tax dëgg bi mooy njëkkaat taxaw su boobu taxawee su ko fee defee dampa xol yi ñëw su ko defee ñu mun a jubale tamit doomi Gambia ni ñu bokka nekk benn li passé ñu faate ko mu ngi wax ne dëkk bi ñoo ko bokka kon kontaan na torop ci li ngeen génn si ngeen ñëw jàppale TRRC ak commissionnaire yi ak staff yi pour liggéey TRRC bi mun a yomba jërëjëf.
Thank you. That was a good transition.
Mbani Mandinkoolu min bota diyam mo sen wala Anti Adele society ay min fo wala ñi ko akontanta baake ka molbe be konto e tolni konto wala ako aba moño commission sol konton na lankinte ane Moustapha Ka mine be siri nga fejam abe British High Commissioner konton na adum fanan abe pastoni mobe konton na ako atede a kontanta bake barentel be ngalon ko sibitulumo mun lunnati mi ya lon ko mobe kala fi ni la dimbali si ali kacha bari mol bu ko wato sutolo ko mo kono ako bari mobe la hajo bula iko hanim bidandan ko la TRRC male anim commission ila commission solo anila do hulalu kajo ko ila do ko nyi ngema koy fasita no nyaato wodo atede ko mala kontan ko balti kadu mbengalo ne sanji mo wam nim fulo men tambe jam fole ya kol min lata hadama dingol kan hadama dingol la nyantol men ti nyaata jam adum be nyanta benna kantolo ko wonyum pusifa akana ke Gambia ko tenke wobe keno la nyaadi de fondinke wole wuli musole wuli ke wole wuli Gambia dimo be wuli ngati TRRC ma koy ke la do ko sonene.
She's sounding like a preacher. Wow. Okay, we will now move on to a statement by Her Excellency, the British High Commissioner, Sharon Waddle, and I'm sure it will also be interpreted in Wolof and Mandinka thereafter. Your Excellency.
Wow.
Members of the TRRC Commission, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for allowing me to come along today. My statement is going to be extremely short for a very good reason. The British High Commission was very happy to support this initiative, and together with the international community, we will continue to provide support to the Commission as they continue with their work. However, I want to be very, very clear that in my mind, this is a Gambian process. It is a Gambian conversation amongst Gambians about Gambian experiences, about Gambian views, and it is for Gambians. So whilst we are very, very pleased to support, we want this to be a conversation amongst yourselves. You are a proud, beautiful, tolerant nation who have been through a lot in recent years. And when I first met Dr. Jallo in my office a few months back, the one thing that we both firmly agreed on is that this TRRC process should constantly be using the term never again. And I particularly appeal to all the young people in the audience to use when you're using your social media to continually hashtag never again. Because I think that is the one most powerful thing that can come out of all of this, is to know that this is never going to happen again to your wonderful country. I wish the commissioners and all of the Gambian people the very best of luck with this process. I have to say that whenever I'm in the room with my sisters and friends Aisha and Musu, I am always confident that you are in good hands. So I wish you commissioners and everybody here today the very best of luck and a constructive conversation. Thank you.
Quite interesting to know how she will say hashtag in Wolof and Mandinka.
Ki jóge di wax léegi mooy di British High Commissioner moom li mu wax mooy mu ngi nuyu TRRC bi ak commissioner sam bi te mu ngi wax ne moom kontaan na torop pour taxaw dimbale TRRC bi te tamit mu ngi wax ne moom bugg na lu leer tey parce que dafa foog ne liggéey bii nii liggéey Gambia te liggéey bi si diggante doomi Gambia yi ak doomi Gambia yi la te rek waxtaan bi te bi ñoo am ay doomi Gambia yi rek ñoo ko am comme foog na ne lépp lu ñoo wax tey war na leer mu ne moom xam na ne TRRC Gambia bi jaar nañ fu métti si at yi passé mais jaar nañ fu métti TRRC ñu taxaw ci li nga xam ne mooy seen campagne bi ñoo ooyee Never Again buñ nangooti lu xam ne amoon na fi ñu dellu si waat loolu nañ ci taxaw ba gis ne du mu sa amaat waaw loolu la wax mbaɗi mandinkolo min mbotadiyamo la sain wala British High Commission ate nak ayala diyamo folo pour que TRRC konton anin ke tentu ini la commission ni malo ay men fo wala nyinti ko e kontanta bake akate sewo koti pour ye damu la TRRC fe elani do bu nyimami yalon ko ibaka adon ako atede alaftale ko le seneabi kadum nyindo ko mimbaka Gambia dingol la ba do ko ke ka adu ka ke jumalle e ka ke Gambia dingol le menani ka chala min ke la bi abe Gambia dingol dam mangol le tema woto ka chani anyanda la ko la le anyanda tala nyama la da nyanda senela le fana ako atede asabi fono TRRC wala nyinti ko e be lorin sinka mo men kam mimu Never Again campaign ye lo kam fay bamba ka je ko nyin ko akana ke jam kotenke ngabalam akana ke jam kotenke
There you go.
Hashtag never again. I think we're making good progress, and even the atmosphere is good for all that we'll be discussing. As Her Excellency said, this nation is very tolerant. We have become an example to other countries. And you have to remember that we were always called the Smiling Coast, and that name has to come back, not just as a cliche, but as a reality. And I'm sure this process, as it goes nationwide, will bring us into the real smiling nature for our country. We now move on to the introduction of the TRRC senior staff and commissioners. And I think I should hand over the microphone to Fatu, Fatu Balde, and she'll handle that first.
Thank you. Do you want to do that?
Because that was better.
You do the introduction.
Don't know where to start, but yes, I'll speak Mandinka and then Wolof, I think for purposes of understanding and also to help relieve some pressure on Sadio. Comme même faut que nous tentino ni jaino sendila bema alkafutan kan nyamin jambi ning kuma kama datidula men fala wala dalilo mi yatina ngomoli enana mi kacha wala sanjim wonni fula ko man to Gambia jangalon ko tajirinteyal min tilimbalial min nyantol minul tinyaka ko mo lekkacha kan to man sakunda e bunda londi e ka famu ye TRRC wo TRRC do nte dabe wolto nte to mu suba ko to sawalti nte len Dr. Jawo no malankote nalbe kacca min na wala lafta ka lon na tal minul yalan ko aldol biye hana tara wo tajirinteyani ngani wo tilimbaliani adi wo nyantol min tinyaka na be to mari fawama ay mo mala mi yalan ko ibadu len ay mo mala mi yalan ko sinyo len ay mo mala mi yalan ko ila finna mole kan mole wadani lo lati nan ko nimmo le kacca ninni kaccata salon itali fe mun kul silal kaje ko ni TRRC ala do ko ni atata nyanta kaka nyami ita TRRC fonola ni mam mole fumande minul yalan ko diminna nyin keta walla minul yalan ko wata jirinte ya keta walla wadalilo lati na fananta ni victim center ni ka do ko ke nyokan kaje ko ni mol mil yalan ko tella nyantol tinyata ni mol mil yalan ko ni tilimbal yalni tajirinte ya keta walla la ngaje ko ila kuwal ni nga semmodi la yenano commissiono kan nyato yena commissiono yelo commissiono nyato ye diamo ko ka ko kayitandiro ka min ketetella min batinala anti adile anala commissiona monyo bonyol ni ibe sino la le yaje ko ni to nyaani sabatita yaje ko fanan silol tamandita mi yatina ibe jusunya guro fanan dila molla la minul yano ko walla la ni nyantol ni tinyata so me microphone dila rohilale anin Sadio ital fana ba ko la moliyane ital lem dumati anin muni la do woti TRRC kon
okay ante to mo Sadio Kamaralti comme musu ya ko nyamen doro be ngalon ko nyantol ti nyata janne mol la hakol busitila wayatina bi man sakunda e bundalo ne mo TRRC ado TRRC lo ko mo meki musuñol ya ko le fa pare tan tenda seyra o kam bare ntala do ko TRRC ko no wala mi ñenti ko nin pol be ko fala damen mbala fala jela ko Gambia be dem batuli fakili Gambia be den ngane kili Gambia be ta taram bulu kilinna isaje yirwa sa sabati yirwa mi yalla ko ajulote kuntula wala mi tala do ko
jërëngeen jëf ñu mbooloo bi ci li ngeen fi teew man maa tudd Rohi Samba Diallo man may Director of Communications TRRC suma liggéey daanaka mooy pour make sure ne ñëpp yëg nañ li ñoo def ci TRRC bi lépp loo xam ne muy outreach mooy génn mit nit ñi yëgal nit ñi li nit ñi di jànkonteel li nit ñi di nettali li nit ñi di wax foofu noonu pour indi nit ñi ñu nekk benn pour boole nit ñi pour tamit ak lu mu munti nekk buñ nëbba dara buñ nëbboo na nit ñi génn si nañ wax seen story si dara irrelevant tut suñ la defee dara bul xalaat ne lii de am na lu ko gën a garaaw dañ bugg a every atrocity bu nit musa jànkonteel si government bi from 1994 ba 2017 ñu génn si ñu wax ko ñu waxtaanee ko nag seet fan la ñoo jublu pour bu mu amati loolu mooy sama liggéey maa ngi leen a gërëm di la sant si teewaay bi jërë ngeen.
All right, Assalamu alaikum. My name is Alaji Barrow. Ngombenna ko mo fola mandika kawon to anin surwa kawon but nga realize ko man mandika kawon moy baake man surwa kawon moy fara moy baake kabar nga nyini moy dia mota. So mbenta fola angale kawon to. My name is Alaji Barrow, and I'm the Director of Research and Investigations. My job solely is to establish what happened and who did it and why. Very simple job, but I have the best team on the TRRC, and I'm counting on every single one of them. Li ma doon wax moo nekk man suma liggéey dafa yomba suma liggéey moo nekk pour find out lu xew lu ko waral ak kan moo ko def dem na ñëw na loolu la so nka men fono surwa kaŋoto wala mu ndela doo ko mu menti wala mu ka kisi mu neketa aniŋ jomaale yaake aniŋ mu ne yaa saawu wala mun na doo ko de again tomu alaaji lati alaaji baro ala baraka
Thank you to everyone who has turned out to this important session. I am Mustafa Ka, the Youth Commissioner, and I am very proud to be here to represent the biggest constituency of our population, that is the young people, who constitute from 60 to 65% of our people. And as Prof. Jalo said, if this process is to be successful, it has to include your participation. I'm quite happy to see that young people are in the audience, probably the biggest chunk in the audience. A lot of you I have already worked with in different capacities. And I would be happy and interested to not only work with you, but also to hear your ideas about how we can make this process a more inclusive youth process. So it's a pleasure to be here and to take part in an initiative that would impact on the future of this country. Obviously, as already highlighted, if we have to create a new Gambian that would foster the recommendations and build a new country, definitely young people have to be represented. Thank you.
Hello, assalamu alaikum. Bani mon ke bedi amula ni manika kamala. Te to amula kintele. Yentel tombong not banko kam kabo para ko palodi pour kasi jama mole ni commission. Se wota baake molu mabe ta nyimbe moto nyane. Nyimbe mo fende de me alon ba kidi mandilale nyimma adati dulale di bari mbela fila banko tunda o tunda ngani mbensi falu soto je nyimbe wala na famu menti wala munyindi ko niano su account sa ho jakarlo ni wonte dum man ga account sa ho badi mun kaja ndolu Gambia be mu badi kilinnet mbe nyanda sonna nyine be sabateri fulo men soto da men mansuru wa ma fereng amam jola ma fereng amam kasin ka ma fereng ni afula kilinje be tambila tampono dole mandoji suruame ya lonko amam fula ma fereng amam mandinga ma fereng amam sarahula ma fereng ni ya kilinje be tambila tanse ni fenne maje mandingo me ya lonko amam serere ma fereng amam suruwa ma amam jola ma ni ya kilinje be tambila tampono dole ma nyondoji nim ko mama nyaaja malem follow isi muso nyini mem manke isi kili nyon ni wo keda o muso me ya nyini na mu baade asikeno aba o mun jaayele asikeno won jaaye ba o mu jofule o jof ba o mu jallole Gambia be dundi nyo kono te andum wayatin na mubadin kilinnet wodo nim mina mennate lapta follow kana mako Gambia mubadin bankol wodo be memon mendo wala atin ne ko tonya si wakilin ma tonya bo ya kenna le bang nga ke mo la le bang nga jele ba ke la bang nga moy senun ke le ko ya kala alimo kumul findini nam banda ni to nyaalu sabati yaje men sahayata ninata inna atayna kal kawsara fasali rabbika wanhar inna saniata huwa al-abtar no wal asri innal insana lafi kusri illa alladhina amanu wa amilu salihat wa tawasaw bil haqq wa tawasaw bil sabr ay men folo tambi ni mari to nyaale folo tambi biringa yo tambindi anata sabaro bulano wala tinna ko hani tubo hani kullo ko no mario la karola ni be tubi le buga do mario tubi da mario tubi o damma man kanyande morol men be je ya kullo lo ibe dalo le bara kulu kan ne ni misata mennula yela hido ta ko ite kala kotake wo kam asiyam o to nyal folo kalo nin to nyalo ta aka juso sewandile aka bala fa dundi aka miro warandi aka yamfo tariyandi bari ni mo be keta dimo ka futa tembe to dole be je wala buka danyin na mas wala yatinna kuluro le tunkumol soto to nya sabatin doye anin jusunya boye tunkumol soto nyin do ko fanan kono ndolla do ko mba katala ma to nya sabatin kibaro la mol bembe bola mol buru ya kemenula ware ya kemenu nyala asahayate sinaji ben ya kemenula wol adol gulu nyaadi le ya je nyaadi mbe fasala nyaadi le fo dimi wonyinsi man toro si doye kan na mambono fereng asike fendi men nya julta wole na ta jusu nyabo fi ya kono bari ni mo be ke da fa bandan do lay ndo ko kono fenkilim be o kumandi baake wala mu ñu ñoo de kele ko kan kotek andu ni ko ñu ñoo de kele banko kan kotek ya fanu dal oto mbello la mandula joy bero bere me ya lo ka de lari na be bidindiri ba ko do bulinde la ka jibe ke mo fe beje ba bondi la fo ngaje ko ñu ñoo man keno ñim banko kan kotek daji ko menu ka stinna ka ke ñim commission be kele la mira nyaal menu ka tinna ka ke ñim commission be diamlo miro le ne fo e pale ko sa keno ko Gambia ni yake bira ke da o sinya kilimo anene man ke kote ke birin tulu mu fon tulu mu tol ala baraka ba ke mbeda na jana ko
Thank you very much. I just spoke, but just to introduce myself again, my name is Adelaide Sose. I think many Gambians know I'm an educationist and a gender specialist. Now, there are 11 commissioners. You have seen 3 of us in person today. The others are not here. But we have Anna Ulu Jones, who is also a youth. And then we have Imam Hussein Jallo. We have got two Imams, in fact, Hussein Jallo and Imam C from TRRC. We also have a Reverend from the from the Christian Council. The Christian Council is represented. And we have got two other women. That is Amma Samba Jubate from LRR and Nima Sata Bojan. She's from West Coast region. So we have good gender mix. There are 11 commissioners, and out of the 11 commissioners, you've got 4 women. And out of those 11, you have got people from all ethnic groups, speaking a diversity of languages. So the commission will not only be held in English, it will also be held in the other languages where people feel comfortable. So if you want to tell your story, any of our national languages, you are free to use any of the national languages, because we have got people from every job on this commission. Taking into consideration also that we were vetted by youth people. I don't think our government has ever been through a process where they said we are going to appoint people. These are the names of the people. Can you please write about your objections on any of them? So thank God we have passed the test and we are here today. We thank you for the vote of confidence. Ci olof rek ci li gàttal rek parce que waxtu baa ngeen dem li ma doon wax mooy man maa tudd Adileen Soote wax naa léegi waaye foog na ne dëkk bi ñu bari xàmmee nañ suñ ma tuloon it xam nañ suma tur ci mbiri education ak ci mbiri gender mooy yëfi jigéen ñi waaye du man kenn rek maa amee liggéey bi ñun fukk ak benn ñoo amee liggéey bi tey gis ngeen ñu ñun ñett ñeneen ñi nekkul fi waaye ci ndaw am nañ keneen ku tudd Anna Ngulu Joon sa ba tukki moom ci ndaw ñi la bokka ñu am yeneen ñaari jigéen kenn ki am Samba Jobaate mu jógee LRR ñu amee Nima Sata mu jógee Bojang mu jógee West Coast Region ñu am ñaari imam kenn kaa ngi jógee Pipeline keneen kaa ngi jógee TRRC ñu am laabe bu jógee ci Christian Council ci ñun fukk ak benn ñi am nañu ci jàng am nañu ci jàngul am nañu ci dégg anglais waaye làkk yi yépp la ñoo làkk li ko waral mooy soo leen ñëwee foofu ku am sa war ko faa wax te dégguloo anglais mën nga ko wax ci kalama bu la neex di leen gërëm nag ci di leen sant ci li ngeen ñu tànn sas bi miti na waaye yéen nguur gi daf leen jox suñ tur ne leen nag ñii doy nañ leen ngeen ne waaw ñii doy nañ leen soo ñu ngi ñaan yàlla nag yàlla bul yaakaar tas.
Well, we are making progress. I was going to interpret all the Mandinka and Wolof, those of you who speak English, but I'll leave it at that. I'm sure will come. Next on the item, which is the item before the question and answer time, we have a presentation by Aisha Jame from the Victim Center.
Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. Thank you, Madam Ambassador, for coming, and then the commissioners, the TRRC Secretariat. I greet you all. I am Aisha Jame. I'm from the Victim Center and also a co-founder of the Victim Center. I hope everyone is seeing me now because I'm too. Okay. Like I was saying, I am Aisha Jame. I'm from the Victim Center, and I'm also a co-founder of the Victim Center. The Victim Center was set up right after the impasse because victims felt that their rights were being violated. Our rights were being violated for the past 22 years, and then we felt we should all come together as one and then fight for our rights, which is because our rights were being violated. Some lost their family member, some were sexually abused, we have arbitrary arrest and detention. We have people whose lands were being seized. We have seen the April 10 and 11, and in all those atrocities, there were no justice served. So we felt that we could come together. Like I would always say, we're all together in this, and then together we can all win this fight. So I think the main reason why the town hall meeting is being organized is because basically they want people to speak out. Up till now, there are people out there who are yet to come out to talk about what had happened to them. We've been to regions, we've been to all around the Gambia, but it's been 22 long years, and then we felt that it's not just 1,000 plus victims whose rights were being violated. It's more than that. So I'm urging everyone that is here at the town hall meeting to, if you know a victim or a family, or your family member or your friend is a victim, please come out and speak out. Because the only way the TRRC could actually help people is when we talk. But if we don't talk, it's like our stories will be buried. People will not hear anything. You know, people, up till now, I will tell you this, there are people that are in the Gambia that are still in denial that all these things that have happened for the past 22 years are just mere accusations. They're mere accusations on the former government, which I believe it's. I myself am a victim. I lost my dad when I was just 14 years old. I don't know where he's buried, and then I don't know what happened to him. So Mr. Barrow, like you said, you're in charge of investigations, and then you'll be responsible to know what and where and why. So I think you have a very, very, very important role to play in the TRRC, because the victims, they're really, really, really waiting for things to prevail, because they really have confidence in the TRRC. All the victims will come to the center every now and then and ask us questions with regards to when the TRRC will start. And then there are certain questions that we cannot answer because we are not the TRRC. So to all the TRRC team, I as a victim, and I'm talking on behalf of every other victim, all the victims have hope in you guys, and then we believe that their justice will prevail, and then things will surely come to, people will actually know what exactly has been going on with their families. Thank you very much.
Suma mbokk yi ki doon di wax léegi nii mooy Aïcha moom mu ngi liggéey ak victim center bi. Victime yi nag ñoom ñooy ñi nga xam ne ñoom ñoo amoon jafe-jafe si ñaar fukki at ak ñaar yi nga xam ne dañ passé. Mun na am sa papa lañ rey, wara sa yaay lañ téye, wara dañ ñappi si sa kaw jël jaaxa sa ndaw. Loolu yëpp ñooy ñi nga xam ne ñoo booloo dem sos victime center bi. Aïssa nag li moo wax ni mu ne moom si ñi nga xam ne ñoo sos victime center bi moom si ñooñu la bokkal. Mu ngi wax ne moom kontaan na trop si liñ organise suñ jotaay bi tey, parce que foog na ne jotaay yu mel nii dina tax nit ñi génn wax li nga xam ne moom lañ dajoon si ñaar fukki at ak ñaar yi nga xam ne moom moo passé. Mu ne parce que ñoom ñi nga xam ne ñoo nekk si victime center bi dem nañ si Gambia bi dem nañ fu nekk si Gambia bi, waaye boo ko seetloo fuñ toll nii tey ñi nga xam ne ñoom ñoo ñëw si victime center bi wane seen boppa junne rek la ak lu tegu, te foogoon nañ ne war naa passé loolu. Waaye léegi-léegi nit ñi dinañoo dem si victime center bi di leen laaj kañ la TRRC bi di commencé. Ñoom nag mënuñoo tontu loolu, TRRC bi moo ko mun a tontu, waaye loolu lim firndeel mooy dafa mel ni rek ne nit ñi am nañ yaakaar si TRRC bi. Moom si boppam am na yaakaar si TRRC bi, te foog nañ ne lii seen yaakaar TRRC dina ci taxawu. Loolu la mu doon wax, mu ne parce que soo ko seetloo dafa mel ni ba tey am nañu téene dara xewut, dañoo sos rek dara xewut, waaye moom xam na ne su nit ñi génnee wax dinañ xam ne amoon na lu fi xew, te loolu dafa nekk loo xam ne dañ ko war a saafaral. Mu ne mu ngi wax TRRC yépp ne ñoom am nañ ci ñoom yaakaar, te nit ñi tamit am nañ ci ñoom yaakaar. Yàlla bu yàlla tas yaakaar. Mu mbaɗigol min mbotaniyamola wolen Aissati aisa dum ataba do ko la victim center ako atamu molati mi yalon ko itelle victim center ni lo adum victim center min yalon wala molti min yalon ko yo man toro soto no nyin sanji mo min fulo min tambita foye mari la nyatin kamba foye faale fabam foye faale soromam foye kula kala min yalon ko ni ku ya jawale kan wolle denta itata ye nyin victim center lo ako bar victim center de kabra lo ta nen sain tema momin tata ka fang itande aman tambi mo wulikilin nin fenna atala mira lo to anyata tambela ni wolale parce que tel tata gambia dula beloto ke fang itandi ako bari mol kanela do budula le ka foyo ko TRRC muntu malado commencer la TRRC muntu malado commencer la itel tewo jabe nola TRRC le sa jabe no bar we min itandi mo le nyinti ko TRRC mo le jiko sotal tole adate aisa famo ay jiko sotal tole woto TRRC wo jiko bi mo le ya sototo mbe duwala alama ale wo jiko ma fa.
I think the presentation from the high table has been very clear. Can we just applaud everybody for what all the contributions, because that kind of clears this side, and I will interface before we get to you. Just to bring us up to speed again, this maiden town hall meeting has a theme, and the theme is Meet Your TRRC, your Truth, Reconciliation and Reparations Commission. Remember, you are a citizen and you have a voice. In this forum this evening, broad-based, we seek the truth about human rights violations which occurred during the last president's rule from 1994 to the end of 2016. The plan also is to help ensure a non-recurrence of dictatorship and human rights abuses in our beloved Gambia. Also to promote public empowerment and the TRRC's Never Again campaign. And I think the Never Again hashtag should not just be for the young people, it should be for everybody so that it becomes a national hashtag for us. And also the plan nationwide is to hear, as has been adequately said here, from all people who want to share their story and in the process help people who are traumatized and communities that are affected to restore trust and faith and dignity. Ladies and gentlemen, let me say that we all know what took place here, and we want to make sure via this and other processes that what happened never again happens in this country. And there is the need for truth to come out, and out of the truth for reconciliation, so we become one again, and where it is necessary, reparations in any form, not just financial remuneration, but it could even be families hugging one another. It's reparations that will take place. As you know, I am a pastor, and the Lord Jesus Christ says clearly that when you know the truth that you know makes you free. So without truth, you are bound, there is no liberty, there is no freedom. And we are trusting that as this process goes on from here to Koina and back, and then the sittings take place, somehow as relates to all that happened from 94 July to 2016 December and maybe 2017 January, truth will rise up. And both the victims and the perpetrators, we will all be freed together. Because ladies and gentlemen, in life, it is not just the prisoner that is in prison. Sometimes even the prison warder himself is in prison because he is in more trouble trying to take care of the prisoner. And so they are both prisoners together. But once we are able to interface in our different languages, tell the story, cry, whatever we do, and come out with truth, and then stamp that truth with a never again Gambian philosophy, it will never again happen in this country. As a pastor, I like to say in Jesus' name, it will never happen again in this country. And so we are looking for truth in the confession of faults. We are looking for confession of collusion, intentional collusion or not. We are asking for forgiveness. We are appealing to the best virtues in us as Gambians. We are appealing again, as Jesus Christ said, forgive us as we also forgive. others. We are forgiving during a process and releasing. Note, I didn't necessarily say forgetting. That is a very difficult process, but at least we can release, because when we release, bitterness will leave our hearts. I also want to say that this will be a slow process, and I'm trusting that anybody that can genuinely muster the courage, the humility, the strength to genuinely speak the truth and free their soul and their emotions from the torment of sleepless nights of what they did in collusion, what they did by omission or commission, that such people, by the processes that go on, we will extend a hand of true forgiveness and genuine repentance and peace to them, so we can move on in this country. We've all felt the pains. The blood stains are on all of our hands together. And again, I am a pastor. Jesus Christ said, sometimes I can be a log in your eye, but you see the speck in somebody else's eye. So if we want to move forward and not go backwards, we will have to agree somewhere with truth, reconcile, make the reparations, close that chapter, bury it, put a never again sign on it, and move forward in a true new Gambia, and bequeath that new Gambia to the generations that come after us. So let me also say that in the midst of this very sensitive, emotional, and tragic stain on our collective national psyche, let us dialogue and exchange with respect. Let's dialogue and exchange with courtesy, with maturity, listening, and seeking to understand and then be understood. Let's be open, let's be non-biased, let's be non-tribal, non-religious or political, but be constructive in our suggestions and in the answer we proffer, so we can chart a proper roadmap for our country and in the case of any other country that would have gone through what we have gone through. So I am trusting that God will help us, heal us, and bring a total national wholeness to our country, which we all need, so that we will all be Gambians, not ethnic divides, but one people. And so with these words, I want to open the question and answer time, but give you 5 guidelines. Guideline number 1 is that we cannot cover all your questions, your queries, your suggestions in all the languages, but there's going to be a second and a third, and I'm pretty sure it's going region-wise all around the country, and there are listening groups for women, for children, so there's definitely going to be an opportunity for everybody who wants to speak to be heard. Secondly, I think I touched on that, there's a need for decorum, for dignity, and for respect. We are live on the world, at least 2 or 3 platforms. People are watching us, and let us be that Gambia that was put on the world stage on the 1st or 2nd of December 2016 for all the good reasons. Let's be that Gambia again. Number 3, somebody called Stephen Covey wrote a book. One of his books is called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. One of those habits says, seek first to understand before you are understood. If you close your mind and just want to have your way, we will never move forward. We really want to move forward as a country, and let this not keep us back election cycle by election cycle. We want to move forward. Rule number 4, or guideline number 4, sorry, is that you will have 2 minutes maximum to ask your question. So please, I know culturally we like to know and we greet everybody in their name and their surname and tell the high table we do all that, but that would take 30 seconds out of your 2 minutes. So I will greet them on your behalf. I greet you. We have covered all that one aside, so that you just go and shoot straight, ask your question, make your query, so we can have time, because some questions will be asked in Wolof Mandinka and may have to be interpreted. So please, if you hit the 2-minute mark, my hand will go up. If you go before the 2-minute mark, my fist will be clenched. And you don't want my fist, a pastor's fist. So 2 minutes maximum. And ladies and gentlemen, because we started a little bit late, we will stretch the Q&A, because that's really why we are here. But when the last question is to be asked, I will stand up. So the last question will be asked, and then I can hand over to the TRRC team to make sure everything goes right. Before we start with the first question, and I see a hand up, before we start with the first question, I think a few days ago I read on Libyan TV that somebody who was involved in something like human trafficking has come openly to confess his fault and is asking for a new lease of life. That is commendable, and because it happened a few days before our maiden town hall, it's indicative of what we can do, because whoever was involved is a Gambian or somebody residing in the Gambia, and we are not going to get rid of them because we might not have too many people left after the process. So we will have to still live together and show our families, our children, and the watching world, the wider watching world, that we can live together. And the end of this whole thing is for us to all say never again. So can we all say never again? 1, 2, 3. Never again. The young people who form the bigger part of the country, 1, 2, 3, never. Hashtag never again. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Marina.
Pastor moom tamit am na lu mu sànni si waxtaan bi li mu wax rek mooy ñun ñi fi toog yëpp doomi réew mi lañ te am nañ kaddu pour wax fi ñu toog nii mu ne TRRC bi kon ñu ngi ko waxee rek dañ génn pour gis ne dëgg bi taxaw na su dëgg bi taxawee dinañ dampa xol yi te suñ dampee xol yi tamit dinañ bugg a Gambia dellu nekk benn pastor wax na loolu te pastor moom tam mu ngi dëgëral ñii seen suñ slogan bi nga xam ne mooy never again hashtag never again campagne gis naa ne pastor mu ngi ko dëgëral si biir waxam bi te wax na ne lii yëpp li nga xam ne moom la TRRC def buñ ko defee ba pare dinañ gis ne taxaw nañ nit ñi seen qualité delloo nañ leen ko nit ñi seen aha delloo nañ leen ko loolu la TRRC bi taxawal wax na ne ñun ñi fi toog yëpp xam nañ ne am na lu fi xewoon te li fi xewoon ñun ñëpp war nañoo takk suñu digga gis ne bu mu fi amaat parce que pasteur wax na ne mu ne dëgg bi nga xam dëgg boobu rek moo la mun a delloo sa jaama kon nañ taxu ba génnee dëgg yi su ko defee ku nekk amaat sa boppa delloo sa boppa loolu la pasteur wax mu ne soo ko seetloo ifin ñi si prison bi ak ki nga xam ne moo koo garde ñoom ñëpp ñu ngi ci coono parce que prisoner bi mu ñu ko tëj te ki koo garde tamit du dem tëddi fa mu nekk fa di ko seet waaye su fekkee ne prisoner bi free na di nga gis ne ki koo garde tamit dina tëdda nelaw kon dafa mel ni ba tey rek ñoo ñëpp amuñ jaama te ñun ñëpp jaama la ñoo ut pasteur tamit ñaan na mu ne yan na fi jaama sax mu ne li nga xam ne moo fi xewoon yàlla bu mu fi amaat waaye tamit mu ngi wax ne nañ jéggale suñ demee ba liggéey bi jeex nit ñi yëpp dañ war a dellu nekk benn kon mu ngi dëgëral loolu ne dañ war a jéggale parce que soo jéggalewul sax yàlla bi nga xam ne moo la binda mu ne du la jéggal kon ñun ñëpp war nañoo fexe ñu jéggalante mu ne parce que soo ko seetloo li fi xewoon dafa fekk ne ñun ñëpp suñ loxoom ci kon ñun ñëpp suñ loxo setut kon liggéey TRRC bi suñ si jàppee ba liggéey bi dem ni mu war a demee dafa mel ni su liggéey bi demee ba jeex ñun ñëpp suñ loxo set nañ kon nañ fexe ba suñ loxo yi set wecc kon ñu ngi ko buggee comme ni ma wax rek nañ fexe ba dëgg yi génn ñu dampa xol yi ba pare ñun ñëpp ñu bokk a nekk benn lii la pasteur si xayma li la doon wax pasteur de ala kumoñi ay min fo wala ñenti ko ako TRRC jannaɗo wo fola fo ngay min fo wala ñinti ko tel min deɓe sirin jang akon tel ɓe mo Gambia ɗingol ti bari mbe mo Gambia ɗingol ti woto mbenga kaŋole soto nin Gambia kono jang ako bar TRRC de amu gundalti mi yalon ko a fintitale pour kaje ko toña e sabati ka tum ite mool kenola kiliŋoti ite jusol ñabunola ni a tara toñamal long so ako wala TRRC la do koti aɗum TRRC la campagne min nka fo ko a kana ke jam kotenke pastor yo tale aya bambandi baake ako katu nin lafta ngam fan soto kotenke fo toñaye fo nin lafta ngam fan soto kotenke fo be sa keno kilimoti woto nin TRRC la do ko be keta fabanta e baaje la ko mobe be fal soto la ko tenke adum fal soto be ngalo ne ko adiyata bakale ako non pasto ko kadu momoro ni be sire nya yalo ne ko sanni mo wan min fulo min tabbina kule keta nyin kambe ko no jang foni min balanta doron ye fam balande bari be ngalo ne ko kule keta no nyin kambe ko no jang adun tel be man nyanna sonna wonyo kusiba ay keja ko tenke ako adum mo ye to nya me long o to nya wala ka tine ye fal soto ni mo to nya fitindi ite fal soto la ay misalo di ako min be larin prison kono min be kaso kono anin min ka kanta wol be man daha ako bari mi atara min be larin kaso kono ay ya bula ay nyanta min kala yaw kala ya bula min ka kanta a farande da halale woto nga kata min mo to nya ti ngafo ka to nya min bafola wala ba tinala ngam fan soto pasto yo lo wala je pasto duwata bake pasto ko ko min kata jang abe duwala wonyum pusifa akana ke jang ko tenke ako adu nim pol be tata fa kum fata nsakata nga yam foke ako ka to ni man yamba hane alami yeda abuka yam fe ako dum be dun dañu do ko min kono ado ko ni man ka do ko tariyarenti bari ababanna da wala fan soto lale adu wala kum mata ala baraka ako ni mi nyinin karo soto nyinin karo abe solo montoro meniti fula dam malla ako ay alono kon na Gambia adol to ni wulta pour kadiyamu isa fo mbe mobe kontonna mbe min be tabulo kam mal tentula mal tayla alla sinya be tiata ako barate o be kaliyene sa ite be min kala goro wala yela ibin karo ke ala baraka en pasto mune mu le na wax ne men len ko kep wax ne buga na laaje men la ñaari minute rek la may waye tan li mo wax ne moy mom nuyo yi ngeen wara defal gërëm ñi ci table bi mom defal na len lolu yépp so taxawé rek laaje li nga wara laaje jërë ngeen
Okay, thank you so much. I've just been told that there's problems, so we apologize for that. There are more people than chairs. So we'll start now. Remember, 2 minutes maximum. Just go straight to your question. There was a hand up at the back, and this is what is going to happen to everybody asking a question. Our dear indefatigable Fatou Balde will be holding the microphone for you. So when it's after 2 minutes, the microphone will leave you. That means your time is over. So we wouldn't give you to hold the microphone because that will make you talk longer. There is a question at the back. And just put up your hand and let's know. Say, Mike. Oh, great. Okay. You want him to come? Okay, they are requesting, sir, that you come forward, please. All right, okay, it's optional, you can stay where. All right.
Good afternoon, everybody. Yes, my name is Lamin Sonko. I'm a victim for April 14 because I was the coordinator. I was coordinating the whole program. And then the question I want to ask here, definitely I want to talk to on behalf of my colleagues, but they said that they only give me 2 minutes. So definitely I don't know how can I make this issue between 2 minutes, but nonetheless, and my vehicle also was jailed. I cannot understand the vehicle, which you know, I was just feeding my family from that vehicle. And then up till now, I recovered my vehicle, but still my vehicle is stranded at the garage. I cannot do anything out of that vehicle. And I spoke with the minister, and he said that they are going to settle it out of court because I just want to sue them to court. And he said that they are going to settle it out of court, but now, last week I was together with him, he said that he refer everything to this commission. So I don't know how far you people want to treat this vehicle, because I think that treatment with myself, that should be a separate one. That's what I believe. Thank you very much.
So the gentleman has started well. He actually had 10 extra seconds. So if everybody follows like that, we will do well. The answer from the high table. Anybody? Okay, you want to write? Okay, let's go in groups of 4. Any 3 other people with questions, sir?
is Bach Samba Diallo. I was in prison for 2 years.
And I was a headmaster of a primary school in the Gambia. You are talking about, let's try and do something great. Let's try and work so that this cannot happen again in the Gambia. I will be very surprised. My reasons are, I am number one. I was locked up in prison, dismissed in prison. I went for my grad duty. Every office I entered, they will just tell me nothing is here. That's not fair. And I'm not the only person. A good number of people here, we are of the same category. We are of the same category. We are not asking them to give us, to give me their money. I'm asking them to give you my gratuity. It is mine. But I cannot get it. He cannot get his car. He cannot get his home. People who are working for Yahya Jammeh are in offices in the Gambia here. That has to stop. If that doesn't stop, nothing is going to work right. And that is going to repeat. Mr. Thank you.
I'm from I want to ask this question. Considering the problem of stigmatization, social stigma in our society, I want to ask whether the Commission has any special mechanisms in place for victims of gender-based violence. If there is any, I would like the Commission to state it, because this will enable victims of gender-based violence to be more willing to come out and testify. Thank you.
My name is Abdul Jammeh. I'm one of April 10th and 11th victims. I wanted to ask the Commission, what kind of mechanism did the Commission have for the victims of April 10th and 11th, especially their medical treatment and their education and rehabilitation and everything they need? This is what I have for you. Thank you so much.
Okay, we are on to a lively start, so we will hand over to, I think these are all pertinent questions, and we said the people should come and ask. They've come and they are asking. So, Dr. Baba.
Let me start by thanking all those who've come here and who are asking questions. We very much commiserate with you. We are with you. The TRRC exists because of the pain that you suffered, that we suffered by extension as a nation. So we are in total empathy and sympathy with the victims, and we totally understand your difficulties and your frustrations. And we are going to do our best to make sure that justice happens the way it should. Now, let me start with the issue of the April 14th and the unfair dismissals. We have a lot of those in the Gambia. We are working out a research strategy upon which the hearings of the Commission will be based. And I would just say that we have been very, very patient. People have been very patient in this country. Unfortunately, we cannot jump from 1994 to 2016 or 2015. There is a research strategy and investigation strategy that we are adopting. That is a historical approach. Like, we are going to start the hearings, the investigations from 1994 and move upwards. So all of the cases that have been mentioned and that will be mentioned during this process will be taken care of. We will do our best, one, to make sure that the process remains impartial and independent, and two, to make sure that each and every single victim in this country gets the justice or the reparations they deserve. That is our primary reason for existence. Also, the April 10, 11 victims, we understand that there are some who have medical conditions that need urgent attention, and we have been in conversation, I've personally been in conversation with my deputy here, Musu, to see what we can do to make sure that people who have medical conditions that need urgent medical attention now are able to get urgent medical attention now. So the period of waiting endlessly is going to be over, by God's grace. In terms of social stigma, we are creating safe spaces for women with the wise guidance of our very dynamic colleague here, Joanna Rice, the ICTJ, and with support from, of course, our partners like the British Embassy. We are creating safe spaces for women, women's listening circles. The first one was held last Wednesday, and this is a space where women will come together, women only, and speak their mind and express their opinions and express their frustrations and express whatever they want to express within a safe space, in order to avoid the kind of social stigma, for example, that is attached to a victim of rape in our society. So in essence, we are also making sure that women are adequately represented by creating a women's affairs coordinator position. We are going to employ someone who will take care of women's affairs and victim support coordinator as well. So we are doing everything that we can to make sure that all of the concerns that have been expressed here so far are addressed. I don't know if someone...
Yes, I just want to buttress on the question that was asked earlier by Mr. Jallo, I believe, that he would be surprised if this doesn't happen again. But I just want to say something, which is that we should not give up on the Gambia so soon. And it's true that very horrific things have happened in the past 22 years. But that should be the reason for optimism and to believe that it is possible to create a new Gambia. How can we do this? Already in the trainings that we've had so far, particularly the one I think which was last week, it was clear even to the commission and to the senior staff that one of the things that made it happen or possible was the failure of institutions in this country. So part of the things or part of the work that we are going to do is to hopefully involve how we can look at the overall institutions and their role in perpetrating the worst forms of violence and the serious human rights abuses that happen. But the most important work is with you, is with us as Gambians, because it was also an issue of mindset. And we all know traditionally in the Gambia, the mindsets that we have is that the mansa or the bur, as Professor Jallo would always say, is that the king or the leader can do whatever he wants to do. How do you change that? You change that by empowering people, empowering yourselves to understand the fact that government must be based on the concept of the people, on the concept of the governed. And how do we do that too? Firstly, you have to understand the laws. A lot of us don't even understand the laws. And I have to talk to my fellow young people here. Many of us are present online, and it's easy to access the Constitution, and it's easy to access many of our laws. Unfortunately, we don't. So this is not a job for the Commission alone, and it's not a job for government, but it's a job that will have to involve every Gambian. And that's why we are interested in having every Gambian play a very positive role in this process.
man dinaa wax ci olof parce que ñaan li nga wax ci anglais commission bi liggéeyam commencé wuñ parce que loon jànguñ commission bi ñun ñooy ñëw di waxtaan ak yéen rek pour xam na naay seen wisit ak seen mébat waaye li ngeen fi wax yépp li ngeen ñëw ci commission bi pour wax ko fa dama tënk rek lii ki mu jël wax laajte woon moo doon affaire gender based violence mooy affaire jigéen yi siif wala keneen ko bëggul sax pour sa li nga nital li pour ñëpp dégg ko dinañ am public hearing mooy ndaje yi nga xam ne pincam bi dangaa ñëw wax ñëpp dégg waaye soo bëggul ne ñëpp dégg dinañ la yóbbu ci néeg boo xam ne ñun rek ñoo faa nekk te keneen du xam li nga so yooyu yëpp nañ ko ci jël ba pare ci réparation ñu ndox wax mooy dinañ am yenn yi nga xam ne individual réparation yow comme mbay sie woon na salarié am la da doon fay ci wall gratuity loolu individual waaye itam dinañ am collectif boo xam ne dañ ko jox ndaje bi seen technique le 11 April ñi war a faju ñi war a jàng ñi war a am scholarship bu nekk daal case bu nekk ak ni ñu ko traité waaye li leen di docteur loolu wax rek mooy bu nekk dinañ ko seegal ni ñu ko war a seegal dafa war a ku nekk ñu doon la sa gën
I'm going to instruct that for effectiveness, maybe just 2 people here answer and very brief so that it's not like one question gets 10 answers. So on that note, sir, I'll have to omit you. 1 minute. 1 minute.
Kori suturo be tarla mol la koto sutu musolu ni be la njurol fole ye menu ker ha suturo be tarla je mpo kumul be kacala kene bal lan kene makule be kala nyin bar ko tombondiro be kala tunkumol la le menu be kala kullo kono hani wo kullo famo na mari mallake komen hanin tol be mo tannin fen siata fe ya malla fa fola abe tarla bunda kono alata menna nka kamo doron moy andu hana wo kamo tinyaro be keleje fotalo nako bintulo kadiamu wala umar
Thank you. So we'll take 2 questions from this side and 2 questions from that side. If you just raise your hand. And please, those at the back, there's some noise coming from the back. These are important matters for people's lives. So let's all listen together in any language.
Assalamu alaikum, Pastor. Man, you 2 minutes, sama 5 minutes. Yeah. Man, I'm a victim. Men na kalamar revolution. Victim yi dañ sona dañ tay dañ dawar. Victim yi am kenn ko xamanteni wër na ci. Da nga dox sax nga melni kuñ jass nga daan dañ ni treatment lu ba tuuru dañ sona. Dañ sona. TRRC bi bala mu am bala ñu lañ TRRC bi. Lot of victims will die because ñun dañ sona. Dañ febar. Dañ ñu door. Ci wicked point yépp am problème. Sympathy, we cannot see. Def nañ opération ba sona dañ sona dañ taya yéen mi fi toog nii seen yaay seen anti seen bàjjen yi ñoom leen téye nii ñu loor leen ba tey ñu ngi toog suñ xale yi ñu war a dem school naka la ñoo demee school dangaa gis ku ñëw fekk ji la sa kër late hours pour ñëw arrêt la door la dina bëgg a di nga nar a génn ak dëkk ba bàyyi fii li nga fi am yépp ngay ñaay ay fence di rëccale sa bakkan ni njabooti TRRC bi balaa ñu ko loñ ba moo jee victime si dañ feebar dañ sonn dañ tay ñëpp xam ne ñan lañ fi door ñeen xam ne ñan lañ fi rëbb xam ne ñi nga xamante ne ñooñ leen def fi ñu lu bon dañ sonn dañ tay ñun dañ eex ba fi ñu bu passé lii ñun dañoo génn
Yes, my...
Pastor, xam nga lan moo ñu gën a métti yow dañ la door ñi la door yaa ngi leen a gis ñu ngeen liggéey tuddi government ñu ngeen dawal moto yu baax ñu ngeen tëdd fu nooy ñu ngeen tëdd fu nga xamante ne yu wow yi day soona day tay bi du ko def balaa ñu loñ yi balaa ñu koo loñ nekk nii dafa doy is enough I am Sukay Dahaba Calamar Revolution ma lead Calamar Revolution and we are ready for everything now because ñun dañ jé dafa dañu door def ñu bennoy ni dégg.
Yes, my question is, I want to know what is the premise that TRRC have put in place or will put in place in order to bring about the truth and justice for the victims. I am a victim. I was the principal of the Anglican Mission School in Farafenni. Just as he was saying, I was picked up one day in a tinted class. I don't know what I did. All I hear, order from above. Detained for 32 days without trial, up till today, involving religious leaders. And I'm happy you said Christian Council is represented. I wrote to the Christian Council and they turned down the letter and nothing is done. So what premise can justice and truth be executed? Because it is touching. The matter was taken to court. I was asking only for my money, my pay. Nothing is done because the law is not at work. I thank God Mr. Carr said, I worked with him for some few time in the past. I know the law, I've read the law. But when you know the law and the law is not at work, because those who are to execute justice are not doing it, what will you do?
We're going back and forth. I'll give it to a youth now, and then is that okay?
Yes, good afternoon. Yes, my fellow Gambians, as we are the youth, the youth have many experience here in the Gambia. And we do a lot of things, and people see our way we work. And we have certificates. Some people have certificates, cannot have work in this country. How that can be possible? And people are educated with different ways. So in the Gambia here, I'm asking whether you have certificate and you don't have work, you don't have someone to attach you, somewhere to work, nothing at all is not working here. Because people making fun, like, if I know you, I give you a work. So I want to ask about that because we are youth, we have experience and we have to work. So let us pull out the work so that the youth can work and have their family. We all need family, As the people are big men here, they have family. So let us think about that. That is the first issue in this Gambia. Youth.
Ndomara ko gabe daba mare nan ka woni nyenka bin 2006 abita go kula ya jama ya muta ya fa bra ya fa dul ka ya fa kolol kono dul ko ya fa bambule kan ya bade dama ko mal woni toro bente kamba ande mbadi wo be ani Gambia be ak me dabalong Gambia jang ak do ko NIA direct of NIA ay kofono ya basi ay do ku baraka ya jamme ali ya jamme tamata inaka wo soto abta wo somada abta go ko la ya muta itaga ya fa imo woro ndoma fata ma fulede iko ya fay bambole kan hani iko ya fay kolol ko hani yeke dal malo woni toro wala ben kan dapta ni TRRC den ye ku fo mole men sege bawo tonya ala ko tonya ala na tonya tamandi waji hani dakra tonya rebe jahannam arjana be keri ala ko tani silole man ta sibita jahannam woto TRRC al tonya tamandi mol tema wula na jiko wala ba kambe duala alma da aliya da ko tamandi anya adimina watale adimina wata ba woto do ko babu alma aliya tem ala bar
Okay, let's have some fun. We'll just take 2 people from this table and maybe 2 minutes each too.
Jërëjëf Limbara maa fala ko nege ko altol le atinan tol be jang meni yalon ko e mantoro ke ko nakeba betema jang daw marena ko ay tol be le dimi li parol men ka ke ay tol be le dimi mengo men ka ke jang o men ke jang ya jamme la wato ay tol be le dimi ba kata le nak kato dangoto ka fenke ko ka je ko tonya lota molu ye la nyanto soto nyanto men nyanto men soto le ya soto youth si dega nañ sen wax bu baax ñu ngi anda yeen lo gisee ñun ñuy encourage youth si pour ñu bokk ci waxtaan bi pour ñun ñepp ñu waxtaan ñu seet jafe-jafe yi nga xam ne amoon ngeen ko ak jafe-jafe yi nga xam ne yéen a ko am tey ñu bokk ñu saafara ko suñ bokkee doole rek nañ mun a solve problème yi unemployment yi ngeen a wax ni loolu bokk suñ mandate bi waaye dinañ bugg a bokk si waxtaan boo xam ne daal na mun a dimbalee ndaw yi yëpp waaw jërëjëf waaw si affaire yi Mrs Tahawa bi ñu ngi ko wax ne ñu ngi métti lu leen dal torop affaire yi Kalama révolution bi comme ni ma ko waxee woon TRRC bi ñu ngi duñ toog ba process bi jeex ñuy door a wax ne kii dafa war a dem lopitaan déedéet ñu ngi liggéey léegi pour seet naka la ñoo dimbalee April 10 ak képp koo xam ne nii amoon nga métti si waxtu Yaya Jammeh pour nga mun a am docteur bu la mun a toppatoo loolu ñu ngi koo liggéey léegi ñu ngi si kawam ñu ngi koo def inshallah.
Okay, I just want to respond to the issue, the question raised by Cephas, as to what mechanisms are put in place to ensure that the truth comes out. I want to emphasize one simple fact, which is this is going to be victim-centered. As I've said, and as already mentioned by a lot of the people here, it's your TRRC. So, if you want to help the process, come up with your stories. Tell your stories. You are free to do that. So it's open to everybody. So we encourage people to come and share their stories, tell us what happened, and hopefully through that we can have a way of moving to our desired destination. And to the young people, there is this young man who has asked the question of jobs. We have to be very careful. It's not the mandate of the TRRC to give people jobs. It's important that we familiarize ourselves with the TRRC Act. Our mandate is to find out what has happened in the past 22 years, the human rights abuses, the challenges, the difficulties that the Gambian people underwent. Notwithstanding, you have representatives, especially for the young people, and I want to assure you that the High Table and especially the commissioners are very aware of your issues. I've been a youth activist for many years, and I've been working with, as I said, a lot of young people. So we know the issues, we know what has happened to young people. But hopefully, we may be making recommendations as to how we can improve or make sure that we have more opportunities for young people, because that is part of the institutional failures that created the dictatorship that led to the human rights abuses. So that may be one of the things that we will do. But we want it to be as inclusive as possible for young people.
What I would like to say is, those of you who have issues and then you have complaints, you could come to the victim center. Okay, assalamu alaikum, bari mandi call. Moment the niyarong we begin, then your problem also the victim center begin. It's in our victim center, you register, can't go TRRC, in a victim center level, like a dog worker. Need any information like in our victim center level, provide. What I was just saying in Madinka is, the victim center is located at Gambia, behind the Gambia Trust Bank, and my email address is behind the program guide, and my phone number is also there. Luma don wax rek ci olof ak ci angale moy ki nga képp ki nga xamne yéen am fi and then ngeen am naxar boo xam ne moo leen dal and then ngeen am story boo xam ne bu ngeen koo share ngeen ñëw si victim center bi suma phone number bi ak suma email bi moom si gannaaw programme guide bi nga ñëw foofu noonu nga register parce que TRRC bi dañoo work hand in hand with the victim center in case you need any other information from victims yi jërëjëf.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi Kabirin Pudera kata Kari tanin nani nuniyamu mbe fajar baras Abin ni nanda silok nani panyako nan rajam Yambulan di mormona yen samba Karaba police station bimbado ina ran samba fajar baras Alright li sifa ya beten nada la danondo wo dem tumbo la di tumbo ko toron ngalla wala lu so fe ko nyako la creation bala brika ma fali iskwa mbitam bal be fala ji ngoyo janyo fano ko dro yara jo londi dale ko nyako sai ngaw bala bari alien ko ya ni jiben kire nya ngwa ngal to ko nyaadi because it not get us lo la monda dem station monda fen ndan na dimba men be mula mo dala ndeka wala daaj ni nyambe bari ye karta wani nan be lari fajar baras ndeka ko mo daw mo ndela la ni kamara
maa ngi waa si TRRC si man yéen a ngi liggéey baa ngee dem yéen a ngi try waaye dafa des su ma ne dafa des yaa ngi am victime boo xam ne ku am góom mu ngeen ne ko muñal sa góom bi dafa gën a worst noo leen mun a def da ngeen war a gën a yokk seen the way you are running dafa war a fast nit ñaa ngi sonna TRRC yéen xam ngeen ne victime yaa ngi am na ñoo xam ne sa still now ñooñu they lose their life amuñ si liñ justice am na yenn commission yu taxaw léegi nii si government yéen a war a njëkkaa taxaw dégg su ñëwee ñu wax ko yéen da ngeen nekk si kanami nit ñi yéen ay bëti nit ñi TRRC da ngeen war a try ni mun a mel make it fast ngeen gaaw people are tired nit ñi sonna nañ borom góom yi yaa ngi gën a yokku xanaa seen yaram du daw am na victime yoo xam ne ñu ngi dee justice is not being done ñooñu dafa daw yaram so why not ngeen try noo leen mun a def rek ñun yëpp la sax fi mu nekk nii mun naa wax ne Gambia ñun yëpp TRRC member lañ bu leen génnee seen boppa si biir TRRC we are all working for TRRC for the betterment of the Gambia ñun Gambia la ñoo liggéeyal we see the Gambia let's be TRRC ñi nekk ci table bi ñun ñoo ñi am ñun ñëpp dañoo liggéeyal TRRC na ngeen try ñu jàppale TRRC justice bi mu reveal ci biir Gambia ñu am one Gambia one nation ñu ñëpp ñu nekk benn jërëjëf.
All right, thank you so much. I have 3 questions. My first question is what actually empowers you, the committee? That's the act itself. What are your functions? We want to know what are your functions, what are your limitations, what you can do for us, and what you cannot do for us. That's the first question. The other question is, what are your channel of communications apart from meeting the people? Do you have other communication channels whereby if one have an issue and the issue should not be disclosed publicly, can the person meet you in person? The final question is, do TRRC have a protective mechanism towards the people who are going to confess? It might be now, it might be forever, so that at the end of the day, those people will not again be victims of such perpetrations. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum badi musulmoni. Ndapna be victim wala kono. Wo madiana problem ya tola arrestu mo tang anin nani. Ndolo musufla don nebo wokel kono teni maymuna dabo. Bari bite ntenyi mojo do fo be lari na amancende ya. Mbeni ne kola yo ko ni moli ni emuta. Wo ko madam mam sasa do ti yele solo fa ya solo by force. Because ika maika nyami na wada mada masa woki joku tunore. Fulani ma kesa pada mi sakura osoto noje. Nte begine kola ya mol ma kwe. Nganjara. Nte kajine duwa ko jeni wato de silangana banfara. Bayini ngamen takije ngalone. Mutoku mutoti badi mol dimita nyoti de. Hani mbedi so manyima takuna hani pitaro ma soto. Sanji mwa animkuna. Ndana mambo pati do ngasa umpati do. Pati kile mbe wala to. Mbadi modere wanda watu bi nta malukuru ka kutado la fa ni ma da ni ta so ni amo itele ka tele ka kama kairo ndum kairo du to nya ko de ka ku wala ko nta da be da ndo malutare ala bara
Mère, yow da nga jóg nga nuyu muslim yi nga bàyyi ñu Christian you need better like fear. You are making me feel like a victim. I'm saying she greeted the Muslims and left the Christians. We are all one, okay? Answers.
With respect to the communication plans that we have, or maybe I should just say it in Wolof, do meet, do gainer, dem jàkkaarloog nit ñi rek la ñoo def foog naa ne fi mu TRC bi dooree di yëngatu tuuti yéen a ngi dégg ci radio yi ñu ngi def public announcements yi ñu ngi active ci social media bi ñu ngi def a lot of outreach activities with respect to jigéen ñi nga xam ne tamit dañ bugg a sutura ci seen testimonies yi ci li ñoo wax ñu ngi leen creatal this space called the Women's Circle. Women's Circle bii nii jigéen ñi rek a faa nekk xale yu jigéen ñi ak mag yu jigéen ñi ñuy interact ñoom i neen di wax li leen dal ci foo xamante ne dinañ ko def ak respect te tamit dinañ am fit pour wax parce que foofu kenn du fa nettali waaye tamit bu weesoo loolu dinañ am village discussions dinañ génn ci village yi fii Gambia xam nañ ne dañu am culture soo demee ci community ki nga nuyu mooy alkaali yi so community ci am nañ seen structures dinañ génn a dem jàkkaarloog ñoom dinañ génn a dem wax ak ñoom but more than anything ñi nga xam ne duñ déglu rajo tamit dinañ génn ci télé yi ba pare soo leen amee anything loo leen mën a laajte number si ñu ngi fii ci kayit bii nii muy victim center bi ku am testimony booy def mën ngaa dem nga reach out Wow, social media, so there are many outreach activities.
Wow. Comme mpala men ya fanya mendro, mingo ina benda silora kan ya samba ya sorong kartang aninnan. Adun dimbaya jamale babula nyanta min topoto na. Se men fodoro wala nyindi comme ya fanya men. Do kula mi ya lonko amanka do ko woti mi ya lonko isa wulle doro yake. Bari kaytol min ya lonko balla sire ngolto ye min kaytol min nan je ni ajibe telephone nombal be je. ay sal jambara email be je ala no mbal fana be je min ya ko telle ni ko ya ko taki kata ji le ak sentato register je e ba jala o bati bo do ko jim fana sone andi dan tel bulo ko no de so mo war ndi mi ya ko ya ko taki doro isa kata eta ay sala victim sentato ye register je kansilo yama ngon danda ba ke kabri ngeje jam ka dum ngalon ko ite musol balati adum ni ta ko dron ko mobe be do ko la TRRC ne dron oto mobe be do ko la TRRC ne bari ya ko nyame ko do ko nyin amantara tariyare bari ya lo hani de nano na wolu tabi e ko wolu dron ya kulli fo yo kulle ka min ya lo ka kulle nyin sone yandi ni aji be TRRC kabri ya dati e data nyin tundo bele kan wala nabi commissional mimbe jang mambo tunde kilin bari ko ta tundol bele kan oto do ko be kerene ita fama maɓe tan ɗo ko ɗo tole kaatu min mudine ñaton kolti aɗa min mo aɗo ñaton kolti yewlo fanan bendile ke karandi woto dow ko jaballel keta wo kola han commission ol fana ye bendile ke karandi aɗo fañunu ɓeyeke sadia nde se kankilimo fo nin ɗo ko commencé ka silan ate lola nin borona ɓita silan ɓe munuma kan e ko yamen ɓe munuma kan ne bari ka fo ne nima ɗo ko dati silan nin bori ɓala ɓita.
Okay, Fatih.
I have to respond in English, unfortunately. Somebody asked, what is our mandate and what are the objectives of the TRRC? Our mandate is very clear. It is contained in the TRRC Act of 2017, which was passed by the National Assembly. It gives us the mandate to establish the truth, that is to create an impartial historical record of the violations that started in July 1994 to January 2017, to promote healing and reconciliation, to respond to the needs of the victims, and that is the thing that you are saying here. Some victims need urgent attention. We have to respond to the needs of the victims. But you can only respond to those needs if you know that they exist. If you don't know that they exist, you cannot respond. Now we have to address the issue of impunity, and that is that never again. Prevent a repetition of the violations and abuses that many suffered during this period, and establish and make known the fate of whereabouts of disappeared victims. That's not going to be very easy. She's talked about her father who died when she was 14. He has disappeared. We don't know where he's been buried. And that's not the only case. There are hundreds of cases where we have to identify where those people are buried or where they have been disappeared to. And finally, to provide victims with an opportunity to relate their own accounts of their violations and abuses. Some of you have started already here. And grant reparations to the victims in appropriate cases. We cannot give reparations to everybody, but where it is essential, we will do that. And then the final one that he asked was about the protection of people who give evidence. Now this is a very sensitive one, and it was debated extensively by the commissioners, but it says a witness shall not be subject to civil or criminal proceedings for disclosing a human rights violation or abuse. If this witness came and said, I was there,
when we were killing so and so, on date so and so, that person will not be subject to civil or criminal proceeding for giving that evidence. So I hope I answered your question. No, that depends. That depends on whether the people or the family that is affected are willing to forgive, or whether we are going to grant amnesty. That depends. Every case is individual.
About witness protection. Witness protection. We will also, just as the gender issue is, we know it's sometimes very sensitive. Some people, when we know you have given evidence, you can be a target for harassment or whatever. In that case, you will be disguised. Your face may not appear. You can give evidence where your face will not appear. Your voice can be distorted so that we don't know it is women who has given this evidence. But of course, we will make sure other ways of protecting you from stigma or whatever is prevails. Thank you.
Hello? Yeah, thank you. My concern here is, now, you people have a mandate, and then I think it is required from you to write a report and send it to the Ministry of Justice, and some recommendations. And based on your recommendations, if they are tangible, then the individuals concerned will be prosecuted. Now, for example, that lady there, Jame, unless it is based on circumstantial evidence or hearsay that your father was killed by Jame and your aunt was killed by Jame, based on facts. Because remember that the courts, our courts are very independent. Very independent. You cannot dictate them. Well, anyway, they used to be dictated by the previous regime. But nowadays, I mean, I have my doubts if you can twist their arms and tell them what to do. Okay? Let's take an example of the Bakare Dabo case when they appealed to the courts about an issue, and the matter was thrown out of court. You see? So, I mean, anyway, it's not going to be easy. It is not going to be easy for the courts to accept whether your recommendations or the recommendations of the Ministry of Justice. If it is hearsay, you can go up to Privy Council. What? How can you prove that I killed your dad? How? Give us the facts. If there are no facts, then the case is going to be thrown out. So it's not going to be an easy task for you people. Anyway, I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. I am Aida Kebe of Gambian Talents Promotion, and we are live on Facebook. My question is, some people are accusing a great number of the TRRC members, including starting from Mr. Babadale Jallo to Mr. Alaji Barrow and other members of being a victim rather. So the same people also have the concern with the fate of TRRC of being fair and transparency in the process, knowing that victims are directly sitting inside the commission. So what guarantee can you give the people that the process will be fair and transparent?
I am Babka Travale, commonly called BT, and I'm sure most of you knows me. And I was one of the victims since 1994 to 2015. But as you said, you know, the introduction here is to answer and question. I'm not going to details what happened, because I'm waiting a day like today so that I can go to the victim center to explain the circumstances of what led to my, I've been tortured, I faced a lot of harassment. You know, I could not even do my job at the time. I was the Deputy Director General of TRRC and then moved to the Office of the President as Director of Visual, where I faced a lot of problems. But this, my problem of what happened to me, I will not disclose it here. You're saying you want answer and question. You want question and answer. Now I'm asking, people like us have cameras been destroyed by the former regime, the military people who came to attack us while we are covering functions, state activities, and so on. As somebody said, not long ago, said, that one orders are going to the court. And that court, they need to see and find out what's the problem, whether there is a truth or not. It happens to me. I'm still going to court. But it was just thrown out. So what will happen now? My case is being thrown out, and what is going to happen to you? Because I don't know my fate. So this is the problem we want to know. So I want to exactly to tell me also, when I was under investigation, they seized my camera. And I asked that they give me my camera. They couldn't. So this is something that I also want to know. Thank you very much.
My name is Musa Sane. I'm a journalist. I work for Choice FM radio. Actually, I have two questions. My first question is that what are some of the challenges that the TRRC, is facing in executing its tasks? I think it's also it is important for people to know that as well. The second aspect, my second question, is about the reparation aspect of the TRRC, which I understand requires some form of compensation. So my question is the TRRC in a position, to give compensation to all the victims that need compensation? Thank you.
Please, if your car is BJL 9544J, please try and move it. You're blocking somebody. BJL 9544J. Answer.
Okay. Okay. The reparation, when we talk about reparation, the end result is not only financial. When we say reparation, we are trying to repair some damages. The repair may take financial dimension, it may take socio-moral dimension, and so on. So it's not strictly money, and it depends on the circumstances. Yes, reparation is repairing or repairment. In what form? It could be physical, it could even be psychological. Thank you.
Yes, I want to weigh in on the issue of impartiality of the TRRC because you asked a question. The lady from Gambia Talents Promotion asked a question, and she said
many people are accusing some members of the commission of being victims. But I'm glad you used that word, accuse, because it's not yet proven. And one of the mandates of the commission is to investigate and establish who was a victim or not. So we have to distinguish between the political arguments and the realities on the ground, the legal arguments. There are people who definitely make political arguments. But remember, the commission members, most especially the commissioners, were nominated and it went through a public system. And the public gave us the confidence to go ahead with the job, to do this job, right? So that shows that this is an independent, impartial body. And we can assure you that it's not in any way linked to any political issues. It's independent. The TRRC Act gives us the powers, gives us the mandate, and it establishes our independence. So we just be mindful of those things. And you are going to see throughout the work that we will do that we are not affiliated to any interest whatsoever. You will see that in the work that we will do. And that's why we want the public to be involved, so that you can establish the credibility of this commission, which we are assuring you of.
Well, Mustafa, I almost said everything, so I would just assure my sister from, Gambia Talent Promotion, that when we take over a position, every single Gambian is a victim. There are direct victims and there are indirect victims. Now, when we take over a position, the position comes with certain responsibilities, certain principles. And one of the principles for employment is that we have to be totally impartial and independent. So I assure you that everyone who is concerned that we are not going to be biased in any way, that we are able to do our work as required by the TRRC Act and nothing else. Thank you.
In the Act, it is said that where there is conflict of interest, excuse me, the TRRC Act has clearly spelled out that where there is conflict of interest, the commissioner or the persons concerned must decline participation for that particular issue. Like your brother has been affected, you may find it difficult to judge impartially. You are being permitted to decline that specific function until it is being handled, to ensure your impartiality.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been very active. We are going to take the last 4 questions. If you have not asked a question before, you can put your hand up. The last 4, and then there will be 2 answers, and then we'll go into the closing ceremony. So 1, 2, any 2 more, 3. If you haven't asked, we want to give chance to those who have spoken, or haven't spoken, sorry. Another car, BJL 9283L. BJL 9283L. So we'll take the last 4 questions. 1, 2, this gentleman and the gentleman at the back. Just 4, please.
You asked before? They did not?
Good evening. My concern is basically to do with the perpetrators. All the questions you've had here and all the issues that have been raised are mainly coming from victims. But I want to know whether the TRRC has a very conditional environment where perpetrators can confidently come out to confess and also to come out to show themselves that we did this and did that and did that, so that, and they will not be hunted down, because we all know that people are angry, there are so many animosity and all those things, but we need to create that environment so that perpetrators themselves can come out. Because if we just hear from victim and hear from victim and we don't hear from the perpetrators, it will be very difficult for us to come to the conclusion that we want. So I think the TRRC should create that environment so that perpetrators themselves can confidently walk in and come and give their confession. Thank you.
maa ngi nuyu mbooloo mi dama laaj TRRC naka lañ gisee ñu gisee ne ñiy wax ne TRRC amut njëriñ liñ waroon a def mooy comme NIA 9 bi niñ leen a prosecuté lii dafa nekk ñoo xam ne Yaya Jammeh ak groupam ñoom ñoo toppoon ñeena du dëkk bi ñëpp a doon nekk di xeex di reyante comme Sierra Leone ak yeneen dëkka ñu ne balaa ñoo taxawal TRRC muy dem lu yàgga duñ def investigations comme NIA 9 bi nañ leen a prosecuté ñoo xam ne seen bos feeñ na ne li bon lañ def ñu def investigations ñooñu ñu prosecute leen loolu wàññi nit ñoo xam ne ñoom ñu la ñoo xaar ak victimes yi ñoo compensate ñu compensate leen loolu benn la lan la TRRC bi am pour tontu ñooñu noonu am xalaat boobu noonu boobu benn la ñaareel bi mooy ñu ne reconciliation TRRC truth bi la ñoo toppa individuals la ñoo wax what of institutions yoo xam ne ñoom itam dañ dimbale système bi soo bu truth ak living léegi bon reconciliation bi naka lañ koo defee ak ndax institutions like GRTS like other institutions yoo xam ne yooyu dañ nekkoon tools that système bi buñ use pour persecute ak tooñ ak rey nit ñi ñooñu naka lañ leen a joojee dañ leen a caaj nga seen xeet si ñoom la ñoo dugal parce que gis nañ balaa loolu yeena ministre yeeg yooyu ñoo xam ne ñoo head-on institutions yooyu fu mu ne nii ñooñu ñu ngi jël i place nguur gi ñu ngi jël i place di leen ko jox bon nag ñooñu are they culpable as individuals or ndax ñooñu du individuals yi lañ war a seet institutions yi ñooñu lañ war a jàppa so what are we going to do with the institutions as well thank you
Okay. Thank you very much. I just want some clarification in terms of the core mandates of the TRRC. That is truth, reconciliation, and reparation. And you talk about impunity. How do you deal with these three if you want to address impunity? Because impunity means you have to take culprits to court or address them in some form of way. And the second point is there is a security reform going on. Yesterday I just glanced through the report. And if you look at all the commissions, Janet Commission, the Farama Commission, and I know your commission will inform us that there is institutional failure across the country for the past 22 years. And then to avoid, you said avoidance, so that it never happened. What are the convergence in terms of making sure that, as Mr. Jabro said, is the institutions that have been used as a vehicle to commit all these crimes? How do you make sure that those institutions doesn't repeat what they have been used in the past 22 years? Thank you.
Thank you very much. First of all, I want to congratulate the Commission for this town hall meeting. I have a comment and a question. First of all, the question. The question is related to the issues that the last two people raised. It's really about scope. Now, the Commission is looking at 1994 till 2007. 2017, sorry. I am sure we are looking at a particular regime and administration. However, What we are really concerned about is the abuse of power. Now, where do you draw the line as to abuse of power? A messenger during that administration who rapes the wife, should such a wife come before the commission and make a report and blame the administration for it? So you have to define exactly the scope of who and what constitutes complaint that this commission has purview for. My comment has to do with what people have been writing and talking about with respect to bias. Now they call it conflict of interest, they call it all kinds of things, but what they are really talking about is bias. They say that if you ever spoke against the regime, that somehow you cannot be objective in deliberating and serving as a commissioner. Now, this question came up with the South African Truth Commission, and Bishop Tutu addressed it very explicitly. One of the requirements to be a commission is to be moral, to have a moral standing. And according to Bishop Tutu, speaking against apartheid was the very foundation of their moral standing. Anyone in this commission, any commissioner who never spoke against the evil of the regime that they are investigating may find it hard to establish their moral standing. So those who actually spoke against it are explicitly qualified to serve. Thank you very much.
This is what a town hall is all about. Everybody is able to say what they want to say. We cannot do everything here. We can't answer every question and query here. I'm sure information will come from the TV, from answers from the Victim Center on the next processes. So I'd like us to listen attentively to the last answers and then go into the closing ceremony. And as nice as we have been, let's do that all the way to the end. Thank you very much. The last answers.
Hello, Assalamu alaikum. I will do one of the questions coming from Mr. Jaju about institutions supporting and aiding the former regime, which resulted in a lot of atrocities and abuses. Yes, the TRRC has also recognized this fact and is indeed concerned, and that's why it's going to be prioritized. Institutional reforms will be prioritized in our challenges. Nonetheless, we know it's not going to be easy, but we are taking it from the grassroots. It's not going to be the up-down method, but the down-up method. We will make sure that the people are not only sensitized, but they are conscientized. Let them their change, their thinking arena change to perceive themselves as the owners of the institutions, and that they have right to request reforms, and they have rights to demand abiding conditions. That's not going to be easy. That's why we are going, our outreach and our communication component will go all the way out rigorously and continuously to make sure we advocate for institutional reforms. We will identify those vehicles that have been used to abuse power, to subject the people to whatever condition undesirable, that they are remedied by our recommendations. The other area, someone said the scope, abuse of office and so on. Yes, I remember during our training, we divided ourselves among 3 groups. 92 to 2000, 2000 to 2010, and 2011 to 2017. One may wonder why. We're saying our mandate starts at, in fact someone advocated and said our mandate starts at 94, so we will start at 94. We said no, it's not prudent. The coup d'etat may have been induced by some circumstances. Why don't we go 2 more years behind to see what were those circumstances that in fact influenced the coup d'etat, and not only influenced it, but made it very popular. Why? How do we go about it? So yes, while we are dealing with these things, we will not only stop at 94. If we think there are relevant information that can be useful to be annexed for better recommendations and more valid recommendations, we will pick them up. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Kinte. Let me start with the easiest of these questions. The complaints that we are going to investigate, the case is actually going to be limited to political crimes committed under the regime of the past government. If somebody has a problem with their wife or husband at home, that would not be part of our mandate. So just to clarify that, right? So political issues. Now, in terms of institutions that were responsible for certain violations, one of the mandates of a truth commission is to hold institutional hearings. So we are not just going to hold like individual hearings, we could also invite the NIA as an institution, or the police, or GAMTEL, or GRTS as an institution to come and appear before the commission. So institutional hearings is one of the ways that we are going to handle them. Concerning your very important point about perpetrators, perpetrators have rights too. Now, the TRRC is empowered first to invite perpetrators to come if they are implicated, if they needed to appear before the commission, they could be invited to come. If they refuse to come, they could be summoned to come, subpoenaed to appear before the commission. If they refuse, we could seek police assistance to arrest and bring them. But we don't want to go that far, because if you force somebody to appear before you, then you cannot force them to self-incriminate, and you cannot force them to tell you what they want, what they do not want to tell you. But in any case, perpetrators have human rights, and their human rights are going to be as protected as any victims or any Gambian's human rights. So that should be very clear. No one is going to be discriminated against as far as the laws of the Gambia are concerned. All Gambians have equal rights until you are proven guilty of a crime. Even if you are proven guilty of a crime, you still have your fundamental human rights that cannot be violated in any way, shape, or form. Okay, but we would decide to invite people and talk to them, and there is a witness protection program that we are also going to put in place. And witness protection means protection for both victims and perpetrators if they need it. So all people who might have considered themselves perpetrators or people who have committed what they believe might be crimes are encouraged to come forward and talk to us, and we'll see what the best way is to go forward, to move forward together. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. My job is done. I'll hand over to the Deputy Chair for the closing session. Thank you so much for your participation.
I think you will all agree with me that it has been a worthwhile evening. We would like to thank our very, very able moderator for this session. Thank you very much. Without your able moderation and without you setting the scene, I don't think we would have had the outcomes that we had. Thank every participant here for their input. These are valuable insights that you are giving us before we even start our work. We thank you for calling our attention to some areas that we need to probe into further, and to also put your cases on the table and show the urgency of the matter at hand. We are telling you that we are treating it with the urgency that it demands, with the impartiality and with the objectivity that we need to take this country forward. I know that there are many concerns that we were slow in taking off, but if we want this country to be on the right footing, we should start on the right footing. We derailed. Gambia derailed. Gambia took the wrong turn and spiraled downwards for 22 years. Now we have to reorganize ourselves as a people. Look at where we went wrong in those 22 years and set ourselves back on the path that Reverend has said, the smiling coast of Africa, the peaceful people of the Gambia, the God-fearing people of the Gambia, not people who became monsters. Suddenly your neighbor was somebody you could not recognize. Your wife was somebody you could not recognize. They had just become other people who had different agendas from the values that Gambians had known, respected, and valued all their lives. So we are on a very difficult mission. Telling the truth and knowing the truth and establishing the truth is one of the most difficult things that humanity has had to deal with for centuries. So we are also confronted with this, and without you coming out and telling us your stories, and we trying to verify the truth, we cannot go forward. Expectations are high on your side, and globally, everybody's looking at us. I keep on saying it, all eyes are on us. So we hope that we meet those expectations. We cannot cover every single case in 2 years, that's not possible. But we will try to look at the trends in some cases. If there were journalists, you look at the trends in journalists. If there were students, you look at the students. You look at the civil servants, the rights of civil servants who were abrogated, and we come out with tangible. You said it, we are making recommendations to the courts. We are not telling the courts what to do, we are making recommendations to the courts. We are making recommendations to the government. We are making recommendations to communities on how we want this country to move forward from when we finish our mandate 2 years down the line. And we are asking for your support. We are asking for your prayers. And we hope that you will walk the talk with us. And we promise you that from our end, we will do our best to live up to expectations. On this note, I close this session. Thank you.
Impressive speech. You want to close it with
prayer?
Okay.
Banjul la nga dem terminal marché garage dugale ñun
suñu dëkk la bu ñu defarul kenn du ko dee suñu réew la bu ñu defarul kenn du ko dee suñu dëkk la bu ñu defarul kenn du ko dee suñu dëkk la bu ñu defarul kenn du ko dee
yeah dëgg la suñu dëkk la ñun ñoo ci war a taxaw kaatong ba pakaw koy na dem ba kaw na ku ne participate flag bi naaw sa kaw xewal yi taw amu dellu gannaaw waay suñu di gas ñe di suul dara du mun a kulbul bale sa kër jël mbalit sànni si mbedda bi magum jëma yoral loolom seben si mbedda bi public smoking ak yeneen xeetu pollution feyal sa cigarette bi yang ma pollution bushfire bi bëri na nit nañ solution deforestation war nañ di ko moytu comme Yankuba Sahong kana yiroli kuntu ana patriot si ñëw leen ñu gën a all out yeah su si ñëpp jàppee dinañ si génn no doubt
suñu dëkk la bu ñu defarul kenn du ko dee suñu réew la bu ñu defarul kenn du ko dee suñu dëkk la bu ñu defarul kenn du ko dee suñu dëkk la bu ñu defarul kenn du ko dee bu ñu defarul kenn du ko dee
man ngeen bu naani teli ba pour kuréel Gambia képp kuy doomi réew mi lii de war na la nañu fàtte yëfi réew nga xam ne ñu ni neen laa ndax réew mi sunu réew laa su baaxee ñun la baaxal jàmm ju ñu àddina si xamee bu ñu ko kenn yaaxal li koy doxal nañu soxal ay du yem ci bopp borom bu ko kenn ñaan booram lu xewoon fële ci Rwanda war naa doy ay ëpp na xëccët bi dafa doy ëpp na lan moo tax ñu ni neen di bañante mel ni du neen hatred fes fidèle ignorance dañu tardel fexe leen ba bàyyi ci xel te di mooy te ndëkk lu ñu mel jéem a raxas xol yi xol intérêt si réew mi bàyyi tribalisme jox liggéey ñu ko yellool te bàyyi népotisme jammoo bennoo bu kenn kennoo nenu labal suñuy meloo lu ñuy xëccoo amul solo
suñu dëkk la bu ñu defarul kenn du ko dee suñu réew la bu ñu defarul kenn du ko dee suñu dëkk la bu ñu defarul kenn du ko dee suñu dëkk la bu ñu defarul kenn du ko dee
Hey yo, the secretaries, lawyers, doctors and teachers, farmers, plumbers, the fishermen and welders, carpenters, scholars, the nation builders. You better build this land. Do you understand? When we're ready to make it, we'll be building the nation with the real formation. We don't need corruption in every occasion. Let us build the nation. Sacrificing for the country, more illegal. Don't be corrupt in your office. Bon rew mi do dem. Lu koy jëmale kanam wara doon sunu xeex. Amut xaaj ak seen na ñëpp represent. Let us come together, develop together, build the land together. Ready for whatever, backwards never. I'm ready to make it. Together we'll make it.
suñu dëkk la bu ñu defarul kenn du ko dee suñu réew la bu ñu defarul kenn du ko dee suñu dëkk la bu ñu defarul kenn du ko dee suñu dëkk la bu ñu defarul kenn du ko dee
Banjul la nga dem terminal marché garage dugale ñun
defarul kenn du ko dee suñu réew la bu ñu defarul kenn du ko dee suñu dëkk la bu ñu defarul kenn du ko dee suñu dëkk la bu ñu defarul kenn du ko dee
yeah dëgg la suñu dëkk la ñun ñoo ci war a taxaw kaatong ba pakaw koy na dem ba kaw na ku ne participate flag bi naaw sa kaw xewal yi taw amul dellu gannaaw waay suñu di gas ñe di suul dara du mun a kulbul bale sa kër jël mbalit sànni si mbedda bi magum jëma yoral loolum seben si mbedda bi public smoking ak yeneen xeetu pollution feyal sa cigarette bi yang ma pollution bushfire bi bëri na nit nañ solution deforestation war nañ di ko moytu comme Yankuba Sahong kana yiroli kuntu ana patriot si ñëw leen ñu gën a all out yeah su si ñëpp jàppee dinañ si génn no doubt
suñu dëkk la bu ñu defarul kenn du ko dee suñu réew la bu ñu defarul kenn du ko dee suñu dëkk la bu ñu defarul kenn du ko